Okay, now time for a little bit more demonstration. One of the things I pointed out before is that I have set up here in my home gym, having just picked up, is a rather good sized truck tire. Picked it up for free from a truck tire place in Hartford, Oasis Truck Tire. Basically, they give this kind of stuff away for free. Scrap tires are pretty much a hassle for them. The guys there actually mentioned today that for them to fill up a trailer and have it taken away costs about $2,500. You know, between making sure it's properly disposed of, environmental concerns. So it was sort of funny when I walked in. I said like a scrap truck tire. They were joking around like, oh, the minimum to take is 10. So they have a variety of sizes. You can certainly get like the really large ones you might see in an earth mover style thing if you're trying to do flips with them. But I got something more that you would probably see, I don't know, maybe on an 18-wheeler. I haven't really the slightest idea how big around it is or how much it weighs. It's got to weigh maybe 100, 200 some odd pounds. I mean, it's fairly heavy, but not that obviously difficult to move around given the fact that it's round. So one thing I just wanted to demonstrate real quickly was some exercises you can actually do with a sledgehammer and a tire. The sledgehammer I just picked up at Home Depot. I decided to splurge a little bit and get one with a fiberglass shaft to it. I'm actually trying to now remember which one I got, if it was the 10 or the 12-pound sledge. But anyway, you know, just picked that up, got the tire for free. Basically what you do is a series of striking motions with the sledgehammer on the tire. And you can do it from a variety of positions. You know, quite simply, you can take something where it's a little bit more of a conservative grip, keeping your hands together, and just repeatedly giving yourself strikes. Obviously, you're going to want to switch it around to keep things balanced. Now, that's a little bit easier to do. The further your hands go down from the end where the weight is on the sledgehammer, the more difficult it's going to end up being, physics and whatnot. So obviously you can do something that's a little bit more like this. I'm going to try not to clang into the wall. But basically, you know, something that's a little more, and then switch it around, something like that. You know, then you can obviously do the strikes from down low, just trying to get a little bit of variety as to what exactly you're doing with it. You know, really what it ends up being is when you use both the tire and the sledgehammer, you're basically getting a combined effort of both strength and conditioning into a single exercise. You know, the first day when I was doing this, as you can tell I'm breathing a little bit heavy. I just actually finished lifting, so I'm trying to use this eventually as a finisher. But, you know, one of the things I noticed is that, you know, you're going to get sore all over the place just given the motion that you're going to go through and doing these strikes. I feel it in my shoulders, you feel it in your back. You know, if you're doing it right, you're really coming down high overhead. You're going to actually feel it quite a bit in your abs the next day too. You know, it's the kind of thing though you're not going to do for, you know, a really extended period of time. It's probably more for high intensity interval training or Tabata also style training, where you probably go through a series of, you know, strike it as many times as hard and as fast as you can for 20 seconds, rest for 10 seconds. Strike it again for as many times as you can for 20, rest for 10. And repeat that until you get up to about 4 minutes. That's the Tabata protocol. It's probably what I'm going to be doing tonight, is sort of a fat burning style finisher, just to sort of get the metabolism cranking for the rest of the night. But what's great about it, it's fairly cheap. You know, you can get a sledgehammer probably anywhere for $15 to $35, depending on the size and the weight that you want to get. The larger ones that they had at Home Depot probably went up to about 16 pounds. I thought I'd just start at whatever this is. I can't remember if it's actually 10. It's a 10-pound sledge. And just kind of get used to it and work your way up from there. But very easy to do. Pick up the materials anywhere. You get a tremendous conditioning workout through it. Get some really great strength movement that goes along with it as well. And also it's just kind of a nice change. I mean, I think one of the things I've talked about in the blog is a little bit about doing the kind of stuff that most people would roll their eyes at. And there's a profoundly, strangely motivating aspect to doing something like that that's completely out of the norm. Now, you don't obviously have to go out and do this in the middle of public, like drag it down to the town square and start beating the ever-living bejesus out of a tire to prove something. But even if you're just doing it sort of on your own, you get a little bit of that hardcore mentality going, which honestly for me is unbelievably motivating. If it's something you haven't tried before, I strongly encourage you to do it. The benefits that would go along with it are pretty great, and you end up getting a really nice workout to boot. So that's just one more tip. If you're looking for something a little bit different to train up with, I definitely recommend giving a try to some Sledgehammer Strikes on a tire.